I want us to talk about the Theodora Lee, Casper Lee, and KSI controversy, especially because both of their videos have been taken down. Yes. KSI's video and Theodora's response video. So in case you guys are unaware, this is how it started. KSI was doing a Q&A with her brother, Casper, her younger brother. Casper is a big YouTuber. He has like 6 million YouTube subscribers. KSI has like 10 million. I think she only has like a couple 100,000. She doesn't have as much. So in the Q&A, KSI completely said the most derogatory things about Casper's sister, what he would do to her, some really sexist remarks. Casper was clearly uncomfortable. At some point in the video at the end when KSI said, hey, and I want your sister's number, he said something like, you know, it's 665, go f yourself. Right. And that was the gist of how Casper handled it. Now, the comment section, right when this was released, and there was like 2 million views, like that, of this video. And the comment section was very misogynistic. Like, the misogyny was so real. Anybody that would stick up for Theodora, they were called a cunt, or they were saying, you need to learn how to take a joke. Theodora even commented, and she just kind of commented saying like she just wanted to make it sound like she was okay with it because she saw how many people reacting, and then she didn't feel good about that. Okay. So then she released this video where she said, she commented because she wanted people to think that she was okay, but then she realized that that makes his behavior okay. Then by her staying silent also made that behavior okay. And in her response video, she said that she listed the statistic that 1 in 3 women will at some point be harassed or sexually abused, assaulted, or raped in their lifetime. And by allowing this behavior, this misogynistic behavior, this where she was objectified, it really does contribute to that mindset that it's okay to treat women this way, not only verbally, but also physically, and that she was not okay with that, and she just really wanted to encourage all of her subscribers. She wants to be an example. Her subscribers, if that happens to them, to speak out. If you see that happening to somebody else, to speak out so we can change this culture. So that was her response video. Then both of their videos were taken down, leaving a number of people to speculate. Were they taken down because Casper and KSI are friends? Casper and KSI have this new movie coming out together? I don't know, but I wanted to hear your guys'.
KSI is a piece of shit.
Yes.
I want to go on.
Before you go into that, whose channel was the original video uploaded on? KSI's channel.
KSI's, yes. But there was one part in the video where Casper started to say something about his sister, like in defense of his sister, and the KSI was like, you know, shut up, mate. You know, my subscribers will go get her. And they did, and she talked about that. She said that she was harassed. People were calling her ugly, saying, why would KSI want to f you? And she did start to get harassed because he did essentially give them permission to go after her. Right.
KSI makes shitty music. And
I didn't know he made music.
I was going to say that too, but
I didn't know.
Yeah, he does that. He's a rapper. He's like a growl rapper. Like, rah. It's just shitty.
Yeah.
And it's not good. And the worst part, besides like the original act, you know what frustrates me is when people do an original act of being shitty. And then their apology
I'm glad you brought up the apology.
Simply provoked by the backlash, not any personal feelings of contrition or regret.
And his apology was, I'm sorry that...
It was simply, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Which is not an apology.
He's saying, I'm sorry because of something she did.
Yeah.
That's not how apologies work. Your apology needs to be, I'm sorry that I did this because what I did was wrong.
Thank you, Brad.
And everyone needs to take a moment and realize that. When you say, I'm sorry, that if I hurt you, I am sorry. No, you need to say, I am sorry because what I did was bad.
Good.
100% in agreement. However, before I got to the part in the story when I was reading up on this, that where I actually saw his apology, and I was like, that's not an apology.
Yeah.
I was a little torn before I'd seen the videos or anything, because I am one of those people who believes that in the context of comedy, a lot is forgivable.
Yes.
And because I believe comedy is one of those places where you can actually be, you can actually tackle really tough things or ugly things and deal with them in a smart way. Then I watched an excerpt of the video and I'm like, that wasn't funny.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that made it to the final cut of the video because it wasn't funny.
Right.
And so then I was like, oh, so you're not even funny with it and you just sound like a pig. Basically, you turn it, she want this big dick. I was like, that's not
and I'm
funny.
going to bust a load on you. It continued to go on. And here's the thing. I'm glad you brought up the humor because that was a lot of the defense
of it.
Saying it's a joke, lighten up, take a joke, take a joke. First of all, the humor, and I use that word very loosely, that I could equate it to is when I remember in grade school when the bully bullies somebody in the classroom and people laugh. They laugh either because they're uncomfortable, it's not funny, it's mean, or they laugh because it's some sort of projection because of something that's going on at home, or they're laughing because they think it's cool. It's not funny. If you want to be a comedian, KSI, then don't be so lazy with your humor and use this, hopefully, like my visceral reaction was to attack him, of course, because I saw this video and as a woman, I was so pissed off. But all I can say is just be better. Like, be better. And for the people that are excusing this by saying that this is a joke, ask yourself why you think that's funny. And I think hopefully you can hopefully have a self-aware moment and figure out why you think that's funny, because it's not funny. There's nothing funny about it. And this is not a smart way to tackle maybe, gender equality. This is not that.
Yeah, this is the part where of the movie where everyone's laughing on the play yard and then the camera goes close up on the brother and it slowly zooms in as he's just like, I have no power in this situation.
Yes.
I feel terrible.
Yes.
And now he has an opportunity to speak up and he failed. He failed his sister.
And here's the thing, too. We don't know what happens. That's why I asked you whose channel it was uploaded on originally. Because whenever I do a collab with someone, it's never happened to me that I am uncomfortable with something that I've said and I'm like, oh, could you please cut that out? But the truth is, it's really at someone else's discretion. If it's on your channel and we do something together and it's like, actually, remember when I made that joke about Sam? Could you not include that? Because in the moment, we knew we were joking, but it came across as a little... Exactly. And you're like, and then you include that anyway. I don't really have any say.
Right.
I've said this thing in the moment and I feel like a dick about it after the fact, but there's nothing I can do. So Casper may have not been able to, in that moment, come up with something pithy enough. And that's always a thing where in the moment you don't come up with the great comeback that really shuts that thing down and makes the person look like a dick and kind of ends the joke and where they're less inclined to keep it because now they don't seem funny.
Right.
But it's one of those things where he could have said to him afterwards, hey, dude, just all that shit about my sister, could you not include it? Oh, man, don't fuck that. And still put it in.
And unfortunately, it kind of trickled out throughout the entire video. So they should have just taken down the whole video. The whole video was so disturbing and so disgusting. And to learn that he has 9 million followers, and then when I was reading the comment section, I was so disturbed by the misogyny. And these are young. A lot of them are like, I looked at their profile pictures. They look really young teens.
Right. There's no real standards. There's no. It's not like, there was a time when all the channels were like cable channels, but still there was some oversight and some barrier to the kinds of stuff you could put places, and that just doesn't exist. And so now, more than ever, you can get this mob mentality of a bunch of people who are being real shitty. But there's no one around telling them that they are not shitty. And everyone's reinforcing that behavior. Now, the onus is upon the people who aren't shitty to band together in just as big a numbers to get the record straight.
I hope that KSI, he's 21 years old, so is Casper, she's 24. I hope that through time, he's already too old to be acting like this, but I hope that he issues a real apology, like you stated, and I hope that he can be better, especially when he has 9 million young, impressionable followers.
Of course, I certainly hope that's what happens, but I feel as though most situations like this, the only time you'll see any meaningful growth is when there's some kind of when they're affected adversely in terms of their career or in terms of their, when there's some kind of ramification, suddenly they're like, why is this happening? And then having to really deeply consider it, because as you said, I unlike you, was not surprised that his audience was so okay with his behavior, because the fact that you would put that up and think it's funny means that your audience tells you, whenever you say anything, it's funny, so you can get away with anything. There's no accountability for the comedy.
His behavior.
Exactly. So as long as there's going to continue to be some kind of reward, be it in views, be it in support, be it buying your music, whatever it is.
A movie. And I think their movie,
which I'm supposed to be in.
What?
Really?
So it's called that has a whole other
wow
perspective now. I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah.
No way.
So
maybe you can have a heart-to-heart with him, Shanna, like in a very organic way when you're sitting on set. Like you're so good at talking to people, and I think, and you're so philosophical the way you do it, I don't think that you could rub someone the wrong way. If you have the opportunity, who knows?
Maybe that's why I'm supposed to be in this movie.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys please keep this conversation going in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys all next time on Pop Sugar.